America with Christina Lynn. This is the show that will open your eyes and show you the truth. Believe me, you'll love it.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Wake Up America with Christina Lynn. I'm your host, and I'm here tonight, as always, to help you open your eyes and see the truth. Many things have changed in our world, and this is a show where you're going to get to talk to some of the experts. You're going to get to hear from people that are on the cutting edge. You're going to get to see the things that are really going on that maybe you don't get to hear every day on the news. This is the show that's going to bring it to you right away. So stay tuned because we have got an amazing guest tonight, someone that you will not believe is going to knock your socks off. Wake Up America starts right now. Good evening and welcome again to Wake Up America with Christina Lynn. We have another really great show tonight, and I'm so excited to have one of my very favorite people here as a special guest. We have Sarah Spiritual, who is here with us tonight, and she's going to be telling us all kinds of fascinating things and also taking some phone calls from listeners. So we'll get to that in a moment. But first of all, as I always do every week, I like to start the show off with a good motivational aspect and just to really look at how important it is as we're waking up in America and we're waking up in the world to see all the opportunities that we have to speak out and to speak the truth. And it's just wonderful now to see that so many people are responding. I'm getting so many good feedbacks. We're getting great feedback actually from Facebook and Twitter. And so please continue to share with us, show that you care, and let's do share because we all make that difference. Just one person can really change the world. And that's the beautiful thing. And as we're looking today at what's going on, thank goodness the government's back open again. It didn't have to shut down. We're thankful for that. There's so many different things going on. 2018 is going to be an amazing year. And we're going to talk to Sarah about some of her predictions and insights that she sees for some things that will be coming up in 2018. So let's go right now and get started. I want to just dedicate this show to all of you out there just to remember, see it, believe it, achieve it. You make the difference. And this is the great thing. I'm so glad that people are speaking up to Congress. They're speaking up to their senators and their congressmen, and they're saying, wait a minute, you work for me. This is a country that is for the people and by the people. And so we're going to look at even some trends about Washington. Sarah's going to share some things on that too tonight. So very excited about all of it. So Sarah, welcome tonight to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Christina. It's an honor to be here. I'm really excited to share with your listeners and talk about 2018 and energy, the art of manifestation and creation. You've got to be the energy.
Right. So true. And that's something that you're a great example of. Well, I tell you what, we are going to take callers tonight. And I'm seeing that we already have a caller on the line for you. So why don't we start off with that, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the draining of the swamp and Washington and all kinds of things going on.
Oh, well, we're going to be draining for a while then, honey, but okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. But let's go now, because if you do want to call in, I do want to mention again, call in on 888-565-1470. And you can also ask a personal question to Sarah Spiritual tonight. So let's take our first caller, and I believe that's Carla. Carla's on the line. So good evening, Carla, and here's Sarah. What would you like to ask her?
Good evening, Sarah and Christina.
Good evening.
I just wanted to get a little idea of what 2018 has for me.
Okay, great, Carla. I just want to ask you one question. What is your birthday, the month and the day, please?
December 5th.
Okay. So the first thing Spirit talks to me about is that you've been manifesting change for the past 2 years, and you've been on track to change and shift some things in your life. And this year, you're ready to move forward and have advancement, expansion. They're opening up the clouds, and I'm seeing as we've had a lot of rainy days at the end of last year, and now we come into this year, and they're giving me sunshine. They're giving me a lot of sun. They're giving me flowers. They're giving me the sense of oneness. And you've really stepped in, Carla, to who you are. And everything that you are, you feel it with every ounce of your being. And you're standing by your truth. And this is so important. I see success. I see increase in abundance. I'm feeling like you're drawing forth. Do you generate revenue through some business deals and such? Because I'm seeing a lot of money coming to you.
Not that I know of as of right now.
Okay. I'm seeing a business deal. I'm seeing a deal coming. So write that down because 2018 brings money and business for you. Might not be your own personal business, but I'm seeing a contract, something bringing in money for you. I'm seeing increase, and I'll take you into the month of the month of the March. And when Spirit talks about the month of March, things start marching into order, is how they tell me. So there's a lot of abundance coming for you this year.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you so much for your call, Carla.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Carla, for calling. And that's good news for Carla. Fantastic.
It is.
Well, now let's go back to talking about America. And so many people are waking up to say, we want to know the truth now.
The truth.
Yes. So we know that there is fake news out there, and we know that people are looking to see what is the truth and what is not to be believed. So, but let's also look at, I know you have had a great track record in the past of looking at trends coming up for a new year like 2018. And with it still being January, we're all very excited to see about how things could go with the economy, how things look with our president or with our leadership and our government. What do you see for some of these things, Sarah?
Well, this year is a year of people finding their voice. We started to find a voice last year. And now people are understanding that we have differences of opinion and that people are feeling like we've had the wool pulled over our eyes for many, many years. And people are scratching their heads saying, well, what is the truth? Where does the truth lie? And where's the illusion and where's the truth? The first thing I encourage everyone to do in America, across the world actually, is understand what your truth is. What is your personal truth? Because my truth and your truth may be different. And therefore, the experience of what I have in this country will be different from someone else. And that's not solely dictated by a government. It is how I choose to interpret the experience and what I allow into my vortex, what I choose to allow to vibrate within me and create fear, angst, or I can choose to allow it to create abundance for me. I can choose to have love in my life. I can choose to care for my mankind and brotherhood of man. And it's very important. You know, united we stand, divided we fall.
Right.
And it's so important. And what happens is when we're at a divide, as we've had in the government, right? We've had it in the Senate. We have a divide. They cannot agree. Well, they shut down for a day. So either that or they needed a vacation. I'm not sure. But either way.
A paid vacation.
A paid vacation. And, you know, everything came to a halt because we all have to learn the art of compromise. We all have to be flexible. And we all have to look to consider someone else's experience. And that's why this year for the world is an 11-2 year in numerology.
Yes.
And it's a very important year. It's going to be a year of patience. Things are not going to change overnight. But when we are patient and we are open to new experiences and tolerance of others, that doesn't mean we accept what doesn't agree with us, but we need to tolerate some things and invite a shift and a change.
Yes.
And the shift and the change will come, and we have to have compassion for mankind.
Absolutely. Amen. That is so well put. And I love the way you articulate these things. So this is great. Now, I'd like to ask you, and again, if you do want to call in and ask a personal question of Sarah, there's still plenty of time to do so. Give us a call if you want to at 888-565-1470. But in the meantime, I have had some regular listeners that I let them know you were going to be on, and they said, we want to find out, how did Sarah first find out that she had this great gift and these amazing gifts? And if you will, tell us the difference between being clairvoyant, being a psychic, and being mediumistic.
Well, let me start with the second half of the question, if I may.
Okay, yes.
So being psychic, I read the energy in the auric field. As a psychic, we can pull the energy. So if you're having a bad day, psychically, your energy, your field is reflecting that. So in my psychicness, I'm aware of something going on with you. If I'm a medium, that means I'm actually connecting to loved ones on the other side. I become a channel. I am tuning into life after this planet, out of this energetic field, and I'm connecting with others. But as a clairaudient or a clairsentient, then I'm relying on an energy, and I'm feeling the energy, and I'm essentially connecting to your soul, and I'm feeling, and I'm in that energy, but I'm not basing it just solely on your auric vibration. So that's the best way to give you the difference. personally, I'm clairaudient, clairsentient. I consider myself psychic, but that's not how I refer to myself. I refer to myself as Sarah Spiritual for a reason, because to me, every soul has a journey, and the importance of your journey is to really be tapped into your gifts and who you've come to be. So my job as Sarah Spiritual, my job in being spiritual or a spiritual advisor, is to guide and assist you to find the highest path of choice for you. But always we have free will.
Right.
And I also, as a medium, I do connect to loved ones on the other side. And you and I, Christina, had the wonderful experience of connecting to
Yes.
loved one on the other side when we met at first. And it was an honor to make that connection for you.
Thank you so much.
It really was.
I can already say to everyone out there that Sarah has amazing gifts, and she has shared those with me. I have had some great guidance, and it's just been wonderful, and connecting me with some of my loved ones. It was just so special. So I really appreciate that so much. So yes, now tell us about then the first part of that question.
Yes.
Was when did you first discover that you had these special gifts?
As a little girl, I always knew things would happen, but I didn't realize it was a gift. I wasn't raised to believe in this. It was the furthest thing from my life. So imagine being in a corporate environment, meeting a man who seems strange and nobody really could relate to him. And this particular man is the man who is responsible for opening up my gifts or making me aware that I had gifts and facilitating the, demonstration of those gifts. And through that
Wow.
demonstration of the gifts, he showed me how miracles can happen just by the power of intention and manifestation. So a light bulb went off. We all have presence. And I like to refer to the I am presence, the energy that's within you, that stage presence, that charisma. You have charisma, right?
Thank you. Yes.
So as we extend that energy and we bring it forth into the world, then that becomes our light. So essentially, he taught me how to identify my light, cultivate my light, and shine it out into the world with the greatest gifts that I have. Everyone has their own unique gifts. And so he was a
Right.
magnificent mentor. And I felt this calling as I was in my corporate job to step away from it. I had a series of events. One resulted in an accident that caused me to have a issue with my back. So I was unable to pursue my goal of being a VP in a corporation and jumping on planes and closing $16 million deals. So I had to make an adjustment. And I remembered the conversations I had with this very lovely spiritual man. And I thought, wow, I think this is where I should be. And so once I put my foot upon the path, and all of the listeners, and you too, Christina, if we make a decision, we make a choice, and we put our foot firmly on the path and say, this is for me, this is what I choose to do, then I promise you, the universe is going to support you. And it was
Yes.
like the seas parted, and everything fell into place. And in the stillness of the pain and wondering what I was going to do by making the choice, everything began to fall into place. And I was fortunate enough to have this idea of having a center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center, I called it.
Which is a beautiful place. I recommend everyone go and visit, and we'll get that information at the end of the show.
Yes. So it was a great experience. And everything fell into place. And the minute I said, this is what I do, I began the journey. And I didn't know anyone in South Florida. So imagine you open a business and you don't know anyone.
Wow.
But people came.
Wonderful. Well, now we're going to hold that thought because we're
Yes.
going to go to break. But when we come back, we want to hear more about your journey and how you're guiding others to have the best life that they can have.
Great.
We'll be right back, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm your host, Christina Lynn, and I want to invite you to tune in every Monday night at 6 p.m. right here on WNN for my brand new show, Wake Up America with Christina Lynn. This is the show that will open your eyes and show you the truth. Believe me, you'll love it.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-54 5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. AMP2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP, the number 2.tv.
And we're back with Wake Up America with Christina Lynn. And I have my very special guest, Sarah Spiritual, with me tonight. Sarah, you have already inspired us and answered some questions for one of your private clients and also or a nice caller that wanted to get some information on 2018. But we've also looked at some of the trends for this year. Now, I noticed that, Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce and so many of the great past seers and psychics, clairvoyants, have always had different predictions. And so I just wanted to also see again what you're feeling in general with other things going on this year in 2018.
Well,
you've already given us some great insights.
Yes, but some of what Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce have shared, we are seeing some of that energy. I mean,
yes.
There is a rising up, there's a shifting, and it doesn't have to play out exactly as Nostradamus has predicted, everyone. We have the power to shift the energy.
Yes.
But what we're seeing is a lot of conflict across the world. And we are being challenged as human beings to resolve conflict. Yes. Because if we do not resolve the conflict, well, we will continue to have conflicts. And then we open up ourselves to some catastrophic events as, well, everyone's got a button on their desk, so we've come to see. So these are things that we don't want to open up that can of worms, and we don't want to engage in anything that is around war. We want to come from a place of love.
Right.
And this is the human consciousness that is being called to be in the energy of love. But I do see that this year is starting off with a lot of conflicts that need to be resolved. And it's going to continue through most of the year. And then we're going to see some more people being called to the carpet that they must stand up and be accounted for. And they're going to have to speak to their actions. And this is important. And this will be people not just currently in place, but people from the past. And there's a lot of finger pointing, and we don't know where the truth and the lie begin. And this is where we as Americans, we as human beings need to go inside and go to what I said earlier. We need to know what our personal truth is. We need to identify what is our experience and what is it that we want to have. America is the greatest country in the world, but we have been taking advantage of all the energy that we were given. And the founding fathers, the energy of the ascended masters that created this as the light, with the Statue of Liberty holding the torch saying, give us your tired and your poor. All of this was created so that this could be this wonderful place of light where we would have freedoms that other countries do not all get to enjoy. So we need to appreciate what we have and step up and claim the freedom and not live in fear. We're living in fear, and we need to shift that energy. Because once you live in fear, you almost shut down that flow of love, and therefore you disconnect from the energetic connection with Source. And when we are disconnected from Source, then we do not know where the truth and the lie are. But when you're connected with Source, that feeling, you will know where your truth lies.
That's so true. And I think that's beautifully put. So I couldn't have asked you to give us a better explanation of that. And, I agree. And one particular thing that you were saying is that, I always quote John Lennon, instant karma is going to get you. So a lot of the people this year, and it started last year, I believe it is going to continue, like you said, that they're going to continue to see that they are being called on the carpet. They are. And it's not just in Washington, it's also in the entertainment field, and it's in many different fields.
Yes.
And everyone's needing to come true and to really step up to the plate, and they're now having to deal with those things. They're instant karma.
Yes.
Their karma's come back now.
But look, people are finding their voice. They're finding their truth. I mean, as a woman in corporate America, as a woman who has been in the entertainment industry for years, I was as an opera singer. I've studied music, and I performed on Third Avenue, did comedy. So I know the dynamic that's there. And so we've all been in that experience where we felt maybe, trapped, or we didn't have a choice. And now what we're doing is identifying our truth, and we're creating, boundaries. And this is what's acceptable behavior, and this is what flows better for people. And it's human decency. We need to remember that we need to be kind to everyone.
Yes.
Look at the children. Children are bullying children. And we're not expressing to the children the importance of honoring everyone's differences. But the
Right.
children are learning from the parents.
That's right. And they need to be teaching them
They do.
tolerance
They
and acceptance.
They do.
And that is so important. And that is one thing that will really bring us back together. And I think it's great now to see the Me Too movement and many of the movements where, it's just so great that women are standing up and saying, we're not going to put up with this anymore. Things have to change. We're so glad that it is changing now. And that's true with the children in the schools, that they're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to let anyone bully me anymore. Right. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to speak up. Mm-hmm. So beautiful changes are happening.
They are.
That people are feeling more empowered, particularly women and children, and those that maybe did not feel empowered or safe to come out and really share the truth in the past. Do you see this continuing on and getting even stronger?
This change that's
Yes.
we're upon, I do.
Yes.
I do. It's important.
It
It
is.
is. It's a very important time, and it's important to acknowledge children, because children are the future of America. 2 weeks ago on my show, which is here on WWNN,
Yes.
Wednesdays from 5 to 8, I had a woman call, and her little son is being bullied. And so much so that he doesn't even want to live on the planet. Can you imagine a little child who was maybe the age of 8 or 9, not feeling like he belongs on the planet because he's being bullied and that he doesn't
That's so
fit
sad.
in? But if you look at that, don't we have adults treating other adults the same way? Mm-hmm. But what we're doing is robbing that child of his innocence and his ability to be free and explore who he is. So he's being indoctrinated and conditioned in a world of fear where he's afraid to be his authentic self. The counterpart of this movement of spirituality, where we're saying, be your true authentic self, be in the moment, live in the now. So we have adults talking about that, but yet we have children who are living in fear to be who they are. And this has gone on for generations. This is nothing new. We've had people who have been at the effect of war and they lived in fear. So there'll always be an energy of fear because we are human and we
Right.
have that struggle. But to rise above the fear and assure our children that they are safe no matter where they are because they are loved.
Right.
They need to feel love. Love is always the answer,
Yes.
Christina.
Oh, it is. I couldn't agree with you more. And love is the answer. And this is a beautiful thing to be teaching other people, to pass it on, to spread it. And I think that this is a year where we will get to see that more and more people are feeling connected.
Yes.
They're feeling the unity and they're feeling the love. They're really feeling that things are changing, that it's getting to be a much safer world. People are standing up and taking action and saying, you know what, we're not going to put up with this anymore because we want a better life.
Yes.
We want our children to be safe and to be happy and to be comfortable in school. We want to see the education system even get better. This is something that's extremely important. And, people are speaking up more and more about things that are going on
They are.
that they wouldn't have done in the past.
Yes.
It's not just the women. Like you say, it's children, it's parents, it's everyone.
It's everyone. It's
Yeah.
anyone who's been at the effect of someone else's judgment, someone else's perception
Right.
of who they are, and being able to rise up and stand in, and not in conflict, just to be authentic as to who you are on this planet.
Very true. Very true. Well, now I'm going to have us look at a little bit different aspect for the year. Let's look at the economic atmosphere and the economic future of 2018. How does that look to you as well?
Well, I'd love to say it's beautiful, sunny, but we are in for a little bit of a roller coaster.
Okay.
We are going to see some dips in things.
Okay.
I know that there's a sense of security right now and the economy's doing well.
Yes.
But as things begin to shift and change in the power above, we're going to see some setbacks. And when we define the middle class and the lower class, that's where they're going to start to feel a little hit as we begin to roll out these tax plans and this healthcare plan and everything that gets, officially signed off on. And so that's where the fear is going to rise up, and maybe people may not have the, belief in the economy that they did this holiday season. They said this holiday season was the best retail season that we've had in quite a while.
Right.
So that gives a good sense of, wow, the economy's great. But there's a lot of people who are going through their day-to-day life saying, well, all these rules and regulations, all these, well, big decrees coming down from Washington, how is it going to affect me? And so that's where the hesitation is. And now the holiday season is over, and, I, as a retail owner, I can see, people are a little more hesitant. They were excited for the holiday. They're excited at the possibilities, but now things haven't been decided, so they're unsure. So we're going to see a little setback because people aren't sure what all these promises are really going to deliver. So we're going to all sit back and kind of watch and say, hey, Mr. President, what are you going to do for us? And this is where the shift will come. And we'll see that change. We'll see that change. So probably coming to the June, July time, we'll start to see this slump a bit, and then we'll know where we're going to stand coming into October.
Right. I can see how that could definitely be the case. And I think, again, as we think positive, stay positive,
Yes.
manifest by law of attraction, feeling how good it feels to have what you really want, getting clarity on that, and just thanking God, thanking the universe for bringing these great things to you. That makes all the difference. But it is also good to be watching the trends and keeping up with everything. We've got the Olympics coming up in February,
Yes.
which is going to be a really good opportunity for unity, for the world to get together again and to share love, to share sport. And that's always a really positive thing. And it's going to be in South Korea, which is so important.
It is.
So we've got a lot to look forward to coming up just
do.
in the next couple of months.
We do.
Well, Sarah, as we wrap up today, I'd like you, first of all, if you would, to share with how our audience can reach you.
You can reach me at sarahspiritual.com. That's SARAH, spiritual.com. Or you can call my Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. And I'd love to book a personal session with you and give you some insight on your own personal life.
And she is amazing. I recommend it to everyone. So thank you so much, Sarah, for being here. And audience, remember, you make a difference. It only takes one person to change the world, and I know that's going to be you. So go out there and have a great week, and we'll see you right here next week, right here at the same time, Monday at 6 on Wake Up America with Christina Lynn. Until then, we'll see you soon. Keep smiling and keep changing the world. Bye-bye. Well, that's about all we have time for tonight. But I want to thank you all for listening. We've got a fantastic and really loyal audience that wants to wake up. Wake Up America is your show. Be sure and tune in next week right here at 6 o'clock on WNN with me, Christina Lynn, and with some of the most outspoken and outstanding guests that you can ever hear on radio. Until then, just reach out to wakeupamerica.com. Let me know what you think. We want to hear your comments, and we want to make sure and have you come join us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Remember to wake up and look for the truth. And you do make a difference. One person can change this world. So wake up, speak up, and America will see you next week right here on Wake Up America.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program